Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are excited to have on the line with us our basketball guru expert, Coach Van Pettaway. Coach, how you doing today, sir?
I am doing great. This is another day that he's given us, and I am rejoicing in it.
Yes, sir. We are rejoicing, just as they were rejoicing on Monday night in Jackson, Mississippi. We want to give another congratulations to Miss Angel Jackson. She was picked in the third round of the WNBA draft by the Las Vegas Aces. And, Coach, this is a good day for the SWAC, a good day for Miss Jackson herself, and an entire good day for HBCUs across the land, sir.
Yes, it is. That's outstanding. This is second time that Jackson State has had a player to go. A few years ago, I think we had Miss White Miss Holiday to get drafted, and I just think it's great. Great work for Coach Reed and her program. Great testament to Miss Jackson and the work that she has put in.
Yes, sir. Now, of course, we know the water gets a little bit deeper, but with the work ethic that this young lady has shown and having the heart of a champion, I'm expecting her to do quite well.
Right, and she went to she got the best deal that's out there. She went to a contender. She went to a team that can wait on her to finish developing if she needs anything to develop on that end. And she has an outstanding coach. So she has the best deal of anybody so far that's been drafted from HBCU. Okay.
Well, there's another a dawning that is taking place on April 16th, and that is Portal Week for the next 2 weeks, and they're already anticipating a lot of moves, some expected, some unexpected, which literally brings to mind to me about Calipari leaving Kentucky, going to Arkansas, and he's already had players verbally say that they're going wherever their coach is.
Well, yeah, that's to be expected. When you recruit a kid, that will happen. But I think what we need to be looking at is how many kids that have committed to other programs are going to change their mind when Calipari calls and he can open up that vault.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That $5 million vault you're referring to?
Yes. They went public saying that, we got 5 million reasons why you need to come to Arkansas.
Yes,
because
sir.
We will guarantee this NIL money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we know a lot of people hear NIL, they hear transfer portal, and they view it as some type of omen that is just bad, and it was really implemented to kind of bring some type of level playing field to the student athlete, because in history, the coach would be able to sign these kids up and then take another job a week later with no different type of consequences have to deal with, and just say that's the way business is. But then the introduction of NIL, the transfer portal, now there's discussions that could it be that maybe there's a bit too much leverage given to the student athlete today?
Right. I agree with that. I think they need to put a moratorium on it. I think one of the things that should happen, they give you that option when your coach leaves. Now, if you transfer to another school because your coach left school A, then you get to B, and that coach leaves, then you should be given another opportunity to transfer. But other than that, I think they should have an opportunity to do that one time. That's
okay. Okay. Well, I'm in agreement with you on that, Coach, because it gives you the liberty, but then, like you said, there's liberty with a ceiling. And right. I know some people that might hear this, well, how are you going to put restrictions on a person like that? And it helps the student athlete in the long run as well, Coach, because the main thing, allegedly, should be to get an education.
Correct. And if you're hip-hopping, you're not going to get it.
Right. And if you, as you say, you're portal hopping and you playing with 3 or 4 different programs in consecutive years, there's no way that you can tell me academically that that student athlete is keeping up.
Right. So I'm all for that, putting a cap on it.
Okay. Now, with everything that's shaping up, would you be in agreement that possibly there could be a cap to NIL deals, or is that going to be open range?
Well, I think they're going to see that they're going to have to cap it because it's getting out of hand. When you got students riding around in Lamborghinis, that's where's the amateurs in that? You know, I think something has to be done.
Well, I had a Lamborghini once, Coach, and it took me about 4 hours to put it together as a model. So what I do hear you loud and clear. It's the Wild West all over again when it comes to collegiate athletics. And there's a prime example. PV Nation were real excited about a young man during the scrimmage games this past weekend. And he's been, let's say, a portal hopper and flirting with various different programs. And he finally landed at Prairie View. But I'm calling a lease for 1 year. He has only 1 year of eligibility. And the question that I've been asking, A, is it worth it on our level? And B, can we actually afford it? I know the answer, but I have to ask it anyway.
Well, you know, I think what they're looking at is immediate satisfaction or results. So maybe this kid is an impact player, and I can see that happening for some programs where they will take that rental, because I call them rentals, rent-a-cop. It's like a rental-cop. Well, they'll take that for a year because they're looking for the results. And that's just the climate we're in right now. Okay.
Is it a healthy climate?
Oh, no, I know for a fact it's not healthy to have kids in and out of your program like that because, number one, you can't build continuity like that when you got kids going in and out like that.
Well, I can hear people say, the heck with continuity, I want to win games. So get me the best players that your money can purchase, and we'll just roll the dice.
Right. Well, see, Calipari has been doing that one and done for how many years? Didn't work out too well for him.
Since he's been coaching.
Right. So it didn't work out for him. He only won one championship at Kentucky. So I think people are seeing that model's not working. When you look at Purdue and UConn, those were teams that had players that have been in the program 3 or 4 years. Yeah, well, so that experience and that continuity, it really comes into play.
Well, everything is about supply and demand, Coach. And the market is there because there are people who are willing to purchase that market or, play in that area, if you would, of the playground. And if you hold your standards and your integrity, which has become a very vague word to me these days, people saying you do whatever it takes to hoist the trophy up.
Right. It's a win for me now society.
Yep. And you see a lot. And then you have some cases where people will hold on maybe a little too long to maybe you won a championship 10 years ago, and they still hoping that you can catch lightning in a bottle again. Meanwhile, you're getting left behind, and then some come in, and that's when they hit that panic button. Well, only way I can get this to work, I got to get an NIL sponsor or two lined up and rely on this transfer portal.
Right. See that, and then what it's doing is hurting the high school kids. You don't have the coaches beating on the high school doors anymore, as they used to. Rather, they're still doing it, but not as much. And they're going with that person who's had that experience. They've been on a collegiate campus for 1 year, and so they feel like, as a student, they have settled into campus life. And so they go for that versus the kid coming straight out of high school, and it's hurting the high school players. Okay.
Is there any way that we could return to the scene of the crime, if you would, and right this wrong, or what do you think is just the way it's going to be from here on out?
Well, the only way that it's going to even come close to what it used to be is if they put a moratorium on the NILs and the transfer portal.
Okay. So otherwise, until that happens, we just got to adjust or get left behind.
Yep. There you go. You got to. Because that's the climate that we're in right now.
Wow. Well, if you were in the coaching realm today, Coach, well, you'll always be a coach, but if you were actually coaching a program, how do you go about recruiting and trying to build a consistent program with continuity?
Well, here's the thing. If I'm still at an HBCU, the NIL is not going to be part of my equation. First of all, I don't know too many of our HBCUs that are actually putting out big-time NILs. So you better have something else to offer these young people besides that NIL to get them to come to your institution. We don't have. Since I've been out there, I don't know of an institution that's actually putting big-time money into NIL on the HBCU level.
Okay, what about that cost of living stipend that's available? Do you think
that's getting ready to be the norm. Most of the schools are turning to that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so even though that would be considered chump change to the NIL deals that are out there.
Right, that is true, but when you look at it, like a kid can get close to $10,000 a year in his pocket with the NIL, and if they qualify for a Pell Grant.
Yes, sir. Yeah, well, Coach, as my grandmother would say, I reached back to my old playing days. I'd have turned cartwheels to get 10 grand a year, and my schooling paid for.
Right,
I thought I hit the lotto.
Right. So that that little piece has helped some of the programs in the SWAC, and to me that's a good recruiting tool.
Yes, sir. We're talking, of course, with Coach Van Pettaway, our basketball expert guru, talking about the latest events of NIL, transfer portal, WNBA. But, Coach, the last time we kind of got together, you threw up something about that baseball diamond, and I don't want to beat you down too bad, Coach. It's been a little rough on your Bulldogs thus far at the midway point of the season.
Yes. I think in the West, Grambling is showing what they can do, and over there in the East, them Florida schools, they're not playing.
Right. Well, as we look at it right now on the East side, we have FAMU at the number 1 seed, Bethune-Cookman, Jackson State, Alabama State, then your Bulldogs, followed by Mississippi Valley. And on the West, we had a little flip-flop over the past weekend with Southern sweeping Grambling. Okay. They're now number 1. Texas Southern has moved to number 2 with their sweep over Pine Bluff. Grambling's at number 3, Prairie View's at 4, Pine Bluff at 5, and then Alcorn, bless their little hearts, they are at number 6. And I know that the Delta Devils and the Braves are at the bottom of each program, but Alcorn, Coach, in all my years of being involved with the SWAC, I've never seen a program that dismal at this stage of the season.
Right, yeah, that's been the big talk, what has happened at Alcorn. Why has this happened? Because over the years, they have shown some type of consistency. But, everything happens in cycles. It's just that cycle right now. They got to break the cycle, and I think they'll be back.
Well, we're hoping and praying that they'll be back. Well, let me say a little bit, because as long as they're that bad in the West, that gives my Panthers a little bit of an inside tread, at least making it to the postseason tournament. So I know it's rough. Trust me, I survived the roughness on the heel, on the perfected heel, not the original heel, but the perfected heel.
Oh, gotcha.
And I know it's a frustrating time, but as they say, better them than us, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So we got the spring in the atmosphere. These scrimmage games have been all lined up, and we'll be getting our pens sharpened and ready for the grades coming up in the fall. But right now, I'm still, as I say, riding high, Coach, on Miss Angel Jackson, and I'm wishing her the very best. And I know that we'll have a lot more to discuss, but I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments, sir, as we get ready to wrap this segment up on today.
Right. Well, what Miss Jackson has done by getting drafted, it really shines a light on the SWAC and HBCU basketball, and I wish her, Jackson State, and the SWAC much success in the future, because this just opens the doors for other people to get the same thing. And I'm just looking forward to the upcoming year. And my pencil is sharp, and In fact, I'm going to be using a ballpoint pen this time, so there cannot be any changes whatsoever. So I look forward to it, sir.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be a little stiffer this season, Coach.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, we're looking forward to it. As always, we enjoy having the opportunity to chop it with you and share knowledge, insight, and just promoting of our beloved Southwestern Athletic Conference. He is the guru, Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter X at The Mike Prince Show and subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And as for right now, I must exit stage left. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.